What if I told you that the Buddha didn't fulfill a mother's request to revive her dead son? Kisa Gotami had the perfect life. She came from a poor family but then married a wealthy man. Together, they had a son who she loved with all her heart. Tragically, her son became ill and died suddenly. Kisa was overcome with grief and refused to accept the fact of her only son's death. In her anguish, she carried his lifeless body into the village and pleaded to everyone for help. One villager suggested she go to the Buddha, who was known for his compassion and miraculous powers. Kisa approached Buddha and begged him to restore her son back to life. Looking at her, filled with immense grief, Buddha saw that Kisa had the potential to realize a profound truth. He said, "Yes, I can help you, but first, you must bring me a single mustard seed from a household that has never experienced death." Mustard seeds were very common in households, and so she eagerly set out on her mission. She went from house to house, and everyone was willing to give her a mustard seed, but when she asked if anyone in the house had never experienced death, the answer was always the same. No, death has visited us too. In her search, she heard story after story of loss and grief. People spoke of losing their parents, siblings, spouses, children, and other loved ones. Kisa was deeply moved by the universal truth of death and the profound suffering caused by holding on to what cannot last. She returned to Buddha empty-handed, but with a transformed understanding. The Buddha told her, "All things created as a result of cause and effect are temporary. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering." From that moment on, Kisa became a devoted follower of the Buddha. She eventually attained nirvana, freeing herself from the cycle of death and rebirth.